Hello everyone, I am Code Console and this is another Circus V2 tutorial video. In today's video, we will be teaching you how to convert CV2 to CV1 and the other way around. So first, you want to get out your Maker Pen by either pulling it from your back or opening up your watch, go into Backpack, and clicking Use. So then what you want to do, you want to go in the menu, open the palette, and you got a bunch of Circus V2 chips here. When you click Circus V2, these are the default chips without beta on, and we don't need beta on for this tutorial. So what you want to do is you want to go into Gadgets and get a piston V2, turn it sideways, and then we can get event definition. Name it whatever you want, but I'm gonna name it CV1 exclamation point, but I will only use the exclamation point. So what you want to do is you can use this event receiver, configure this event, scroll down to the event name you made, and then what you want to do is you're gonna get a piston set distance, if we can find it, right here. And then we're gonna place this here, and then we're gonna get a delay, and then we're gonna clone this piston set distance, and we're gonna wire this CV1 or whatever you named your event, this little red pin to this red pin on the piston set distance. And then for both of these, you want to wire the target to this yellow pin on the piston. And then what you're going to do, you're going to wire this red pin on the piston set distance to the run on the delay, and then configure the delay of seconds to 0.5. And then configure the after delay to the piston set distance, second one. For this one, you want to set the value to 1, because pistons in version 2 can go really far. So to test it, you can get a button V2 and an event sender, configure it to send CV1, and it does not matter who the target is because pistons in version 2 as of now are always synced. I accidentally moved the hub world because I was very careless. And then you wire this red pin on the pressed to the event sender. So then if you wired everything properly, it should move. Look at that. So what you want to do to actually turn it to CV1, you want to get a shape, preferably a cube, draw a little cube, make sure it's always environment so that it'll get detected by the trigger zone, and wire it from this little thing here to the square. And then we're going to send out the event to determine where the cube goes when it's at its maximum distance. It goes right here. So after you find out where it ends up, you want to get a CV1 trigger zone. You will know it's CV1 trigger zone if you go into other gadgets. You just click trigger volume, and you will know it's a version 1 when it is the arrows and not the little circuit board. But go into configure, keep track of objects, and filter the tag by whatever tag you want to add, maybe cube. So it'll only detect the object with the tag of cube. So what you want to do now is configure the square, and then go into the tags, add tag of cube, click the plus, and then if it works and you got your calculations correct, it should enter the zone when the piston goes forward. Then you want to get a little output. So basically this is whenever the CV1 compares with CV2, and then we're gonna get a gun. Let's get a little blunderbuss. then we're going to get an object respawner, which we already have. Set the tag to respawn to blunderbuss. And then wire this red pin, respawn object by tag, to this red arrow. So then, if you click the button, it will respawn the blunderbuss or do whatever is configured to this output. Now that we've converted CV2 to CV1, now we can convert CV1 to CV2. So first, if you're starting from scratch, just pretend there's nothing here. Pretend that I just never did anything at all. So you're starting off at a blank slate. So you want to open your palette, go into props, click dynamic, get a button. It's a version 1 button because it has the arrows on it. And you want to go into gadgets, click other chips, and go to the second page and get a state machine. And then get 2 states, wire them, put them together, and wire this state machine to the state, then this one to the state, and then put this state, wire back to this state. So now they're going in infinite loop. We don't want that, so we're going to wire this activate here to the arrow on the button. And then we will configure this state on the right to be in time for 0.5 seconds. So now the state will be in action for half a second until it goes back to the original state. And then what you're going to do, go into gadgets, click gizmos, and click piston, and we'll get a CV1 piston that we can use. And then we're going to configure the piston, turn on move to target, and set this little red pin to 1, so it's always on. And then configure this state to the right again, set value 1 to 900 or something, so that it goes far but it doesn't go too far. And then if you click push me, it should move the gizmo. Ooh, I moved a little bit more than a gizmo that time. My bad. So my value of 900 was a little bit high, so I'm going to lower it to 250. There we go. That's good. And then just like before, we're going to get a cube, wire it to this little cylinder here, wire it to the cube, configure the cube. Oops, we got a blunderbuss now. Configure the cube and put the tag of cube on it, or whatever tag you want to use. And then calculate which position the cube is at whenever the gizmo is moved. So it's a little bit far, so I'm going to lower it a little bit. So it goes right around here. Then we're going to get CV2 gadgets, Circuits V2 trigger zone. Just get a big old trigger zone so that you don't have trouble finding out where it goes. And if you move it correctly, it should show you where it goes. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get this object entered and do whatever you want with it. Preferably, you want to get an event definition, an event sender, and configure this event definition, give it a cool name, CV2, submit it, and then set this event sender to CV2. It will say event definition if you've placed the sender before the definition. Then we're going to wire the object entered to the event sender. Then we can get an event receiver, configure it, collect CV2 event, and then we can get something cool like a sound effects V2. So if you wire it and you set a sound to the sound effects.
3.
Let's find a good sound. Maybe. Oh, maybe not that one. Maybe they don't want me to do that one. Maybe that one. That one sounds pretty cool. So if you click the Circuits V1 button, there we go. Your Circuits V1 should now work with Circuits V2. And then, when you're done with it, select both the gizmo and the trigger zone and bring it under the map so that no one can see it. Make sure it's not near any objects, because it could get accidentally triggered by other objects. Just like this blender was here. We don't want that. So make sure it's away from all other objects so that you can't accidentally trigger it. So that was how you could convert Circuits V2 to Circuits V1 and other way around. I hope you enjoyed the Circuits V2 tutorial. Please leave a like and tell me how much you loved my Circuits V2 tutorial, because I really like doing these videos, and I really hope you like watching these videos. And if you do, just leave a like and subscribe for more. Bye bye. In this video, we're going to be making a... What's making again? Oh yes, okay. So now that we've converted CV2 to CV1, now we can convert CV2 to